everybody, it's James here with the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, January 30th, 2019. This is your weekly comic book pickups video. Every week I pick up my boys at least one comic each. Oftentimes it's more than one. I pick up my daughter Gracie one as well, even though she can't read yet. And as always, I pick up my comics at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio, zip code 45014. If you're in the area and into comics, check out the shop. Let's jump in because it's really cold outside, and I do this in my car. Even though I've got the heat going, it's still cold. So let's jump in. All right, True Believers is still focused on Conan right now, thanks to Conan coming back to Marvel Comics. These are $1 reprints of classic Marvel stories. There are two this week. First up is this What If Conan the Barbarian Walked the Earth Today, which is a reprint of a comic that's not actually a Conan comic this time. Come on now, open up. It is What If issue 13, and obviously by the title, it's What If Conan the Barbarian Walked the Earth Today. This is going to be fun. I love What If comics. Conan plus What If equals awesome. Roy Thomas, writer-editor, John Buscema and Ernie Chan doing the illustrations. Yeah, so you know you're going to get some good stuff here. It's What If. What If stories are fun. The Watcher looks like he's put on some weight. He looks kind of barbaric in this. And Conan ends up being in present day. Yeah, that's going to be super fun, especially for $1. Put that over there. Next up is Conan the Barbarian Resurrection, #1, True Believers #1. This one, I flipped through this before, and it took a few pages before it got to the credits of who did the book. So here we go. This is, I think, the first one that Roy Thomas is not involved in of the reprints. This is by James C. Owsley and John Buscema. So you're still getting beautiful John Buscema pencils. Classic Conan for $1. That's it on True Believers this week. Now, as far as regular new books, I didn't get much. I think there was only one book today that I picked up off the new wall that wasn't a reprint for between the boys, me, and Gracie. And we'll see that as we get into here. Now, the Uncanny XMen #2. I think Uncanny XMen is up to issue 10 now, maybe? I can't remember for sure. I bought the first one of these, if you remember, and I did not enjoy it at all. I didn't think it was a good book. I did not have a fun time reading it. But I did just pick up that Uncanny XMen, I guess it was annual, where Cyclops, the Return of Cyclops. And I read that, and I didn't think it was that bad, but I did feel like I was, and it could be just because I like Cyclops so much, I did feel like I was missing out, like I didn't understand what was going on, really. They did a fairly decent job of catching you up, but at the same time, I know he's coming back in the regular Uncanny XMen book, and Wolverine's, I think, coming back on the team. So I decided I'm going to go back and try and get through these older issues, or the issues I skipped. I have a feeling I'm not going to have a great time doing it, but I'm going to at least give it an attempt. So I picked up issue 2 today to go back and read and see if I can make it through this book to the point where Cyclops actually comes back in and Wolverine's back on the team and stuff. Hopefully they're doing like a course correction with doing that, trying to get the X-Men team back to what it used to be, a popular team, like the 90s version of the team. I don't know. So I'm giving that a shot. This is a book for Gracie. There was actually an Uncle Scrooge book today as well, but I'm like, man, she's gotten so many of those duck books lately. I'm going to get her something different. So I dug in the back issues, and I got this Disney's Chippendale Rescue Rangers issue 7, The Case of the Colossal Fly. And I think this was like $2 in the back issues. We love Disney Afternoon in my house, so can't really go wrong. I think Keaton will probably end up reading this too, but it's just an old Chippendale Rescue Ranger comic. We were talking about the Disney streaming service that's coming up, and we think that hopefully they do the old Disney Afternoon cartoons on there. I think it'd be a lot of fun. All right, there's that one. Sorry, I'm trying to keep these sliding all over the place over here because it feels like these books are freezing cold, and so they're wanting to slide all over the place. All right, no new books for Keaton this week, so I grabbed him 2 back issues. I was doing the Jim Lee X-Men run for him, and I think I got up to issue 5 for him, if I remember right, 5 or 6. But this was the next one we had in the back issue boxes over at Queen City. It is the Return of Longshot, Because You Demanded It. It's got Mojo on the cover. He asked me to get an old X-Men issue, so I grabbed the most recent one, or the next one in the sequence that was actually there. Yeah, look at this. Oh, man. You know you love these old X-Men comics. You know this old art is great. Hey, that's Maverick. So I guess there's a backup story of Maverick in here, maybe? Yeah, all right. That's cool. And then since I grabbed Blaze 2 books, I went ahead and grabbed him 2 books as well. So he has all of the essential classic X-Men, the 3 comic reprints in black and white. And then for his birthday, which just happened, he just turned 12, I got a bunch of the essential X-Men's, which is like giant size X-Men and X-Men 94 and up with the new team. So there was this, I remember this series from John Byrne, X-Men The Hidden Years, that took place between the last issue of new X-Men stuff with the original team and giant size X-Men #1, if I remember right. I think that's where this takes place. So I grabbed him this because he's really into that team right now, the original team. I thought this might be a fun book for him to check out. And back then, a big book like this was only $3.50, and this is a honking issue. That's like an annual size. So there's that. Blaze asked if I could get these. I guess I missed this issue of Daredevil for him, from The Death of Daredevil by Charles Soule and Phil Noto. So a second print came in, I think 2 weeks back, and I stuck it in my hold pile for a week where I didn't have a ton of stuff to pick up. And I grabbed this for him. He really liked this story. I can't believe I missed this somehow. I was like really, really good about picking up the issues, and somehow I missed this one, and so we were kind of waiting for the second print to come through. I think this is in trade now too. He said the story was really good, and I believe the trade is out now. And lastly is the only book this week that is not a reprint or not a back issue, X-Force #2. Ed Brisson is writing both Uncanny X-Men and X-Force. Now, I got X-Force #1 for Blaze, but I think I read it too. I remember at least flipping through it, but I'm pretty sure I actually ended up reading it. And it wasn't that bad. I actually kind of enjoyed that first issue, which may be another reason why I'm giving Uncanny X-Men another chance. The team is a young Cable, Domino, Shatterstar, Warpath, Cannibal, and Deathlock. And I really like this Dylan Burnett artist. I think he's got this kind of neat, quirky style. Like, look at that. It's pretty fun looking. And so the team's getting assembled here. I think they got Deathlock in the last issue. They went and got his parts and kind of put him back together again, like the young Cable did, if I remember right. So, I don't know. We'll give this one another shot. I'll read it. He'll read it. We'll see what we think. And last for today is the Ghostbusters IDW Crossing Over trade came in. This is $24.99 and collects all 8 issues of Ghostbusters Crossing Over and the Ghostbusters 2018 Annual by Eric Burnham, Danny Schoening, and Luis Antonio Delgado. This is the story that crosses over all the different Ghostbuster teams from different incarnations. The IDW series, which is basically the movie team, Real Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters Answer the Call, Sanctum of Slime. Was there another team too? I don't think there's another team too. I think that's... Oh, Extreme Ghostbusters. So it crosses all them over into one volume. Ghostbusters is pretty much my favorite current book, but it's kind of... It feels like it's sporadically. Like they'll do mini-series, and they'll do a whole series, and they'll stop for a little bit, and they'll do another mini-series. So I like getting these big chunky trades to have on the shelf to have everything together. And that is all she wrote this week. I wanted to say, I can't remember the guy's name, but he let me know that Return of Wolverine, I think, is only 5 issues, and I'm 4 issues in. So he said you might as well stick it out, and I am going to stick it out. Issue 4 was the same as the other ones. It just wasn't that good. It's just not worthy of being the Return of Wolverine. Like, the series is not good enough for that big of an event. It's just kind of, here's another random X-Men story, or Wolverine story. It's okay, I guess. Should have been something bigger, should have been something better. Okay, but I am going to finish it out, so thank you for telling me that. As always, if you like the videos, please click like and subscribe. Click notify. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. Yeah, all right, see you guys next week.